Young. I'm a freshman here at ONU and I'm an exercise physiology major. My horror story is my first week on campus. I got very lost. I wasn't able to take a college visit or a tour because of COVID, and I wasn't able to attend welcome week tours, so I really had no clue where I was going at all. I think my first day I went to go find, it was maybe Matilde, and I even had a map with me, and I ended up going into 3 different buildings because I was just that turned around and lost. But I mean, I eventually found my way. I asked some people and they helped me out. So my advice is really just don't be afraid to ask people for help if you're lost, because everybody's gonna get lost. And try to take college visits if you can and tours, and just make sure you go to welcome week and really experience everything that they have to offer you, because it's gonna be helpful, especially if you don't know what you're doing.
It's the day of the second chemistry test for general chemistry, and my friend forgot their calculator. And they went to the teacher and said, "Hey, I forgot my calculator, and they're not allowed to use graphic calculator." And that's all they had, but kind of useless. The teacher looked at her and said, "Run." So they ran all the way to their dorm, ran all the way back to make it to the test, and she probably had 15 minutes or 30 minutes left on that test, and it was so funny because I remember looking out the window and I see her running back to the room, just dead sprint.
Okay, class, welcome to your first exam. So I'm gonna go over the rules. No talking at all. Don't want to hear a peep. No cheating. If you cheat, automatic 0. And only a TI-83 calculator. I'll be coming around to check. If you don't have it, I'm sorry, that's a 0 on the test.
I forgot my calculator. Is there any chance you have one?
No. Run. Class is only 45 minutes left. 20 minutes to complete the test. Good luck. The important message here is to read the syllabus.
And make sure you have the right type of calculators for each of your classes. And don't jump through windows, because they kind of hurt.
Hi, I'm George Rock, sophomore mechanical engineering, and this is my horror story. So, everyone has that class where they consider changing their major because it's just horrible. And for me, that was chemistry for engineering. I started out like, yeah, I'm good at chemistry, kind of, and it quickly went downhill from there. Each test just got progressively worse, and I started studying more and more for it, and it helped a little bit, but it wasn't looking good at the end there, and so I studied a lot for the final. Got to the final, I was like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. I hand out the tests, and then I look at it, and it's like, oh cool, I know how to do these. It's like page after page of multiple choice I'm looking at, I know the answer right off the bat, and then the teacher comes out, and he's just like, yeah, someone stole the final, so they have all the answers. So we whipped up this new final for you. They passed it out. I look at the first page. I'm like, I have no idea what's happening here. I look at each page. I'm just like, we weren't even taught half that stuff. And I tried my best. Eventually ended up passing, got a C. Never looking back. But there were multiple times where I was sitting there about to start crying just because I was like, man, I don't know if I can actually pass this. And it's just the first semester. It's like, we're off to a great start. But ended up passing, never looking back. That's pretty much it. So I had Dr. Space, and he's pretty cool. He explains stuff really well, but sometimes seems a little bit unapproachable. If you just talk to him, he'll answer any questions you have. And they also offer these study sessions, and I would highly recommend going to those because I just had a list of questions. I'd bring it in, and I'd be like, how do you do this? And they would explain it if I didn't catch anything in class. So definitely attend those, especially if you're struggling in a class, because they'll help you pass.
So I know you like to smell good for your significant other, but you have to be aware that there are bugs outside, bees. So use your perfume in moderation.
Hi, I'm Aaron Smith, and I'm a mechanical engineer, and this is my horror story. Calculus 1, there was a simple integral I needed to learn. It was tangent squared, and for the life of me, I could not remember that integral. For 3 quizzes in a row, he put the integral tangent squared, and I got that wrong every time. And he came up to me and asked me, Aaron, are you even looking at my comments? Because it's the same mistake every time. So on the final, he sent me an email saying, congratulations, you got tangent squared right finally on the final. So yeah, advice for that, just look over your tests and just see what you did wrong so you don't make the same mistake twice, or 3 times in my instance.
Hi, I'm Anthony Hanachek. I'm a freshman computer science major. My horror story actually happened pretty recently. It was in Foundations of Design. So that class gives you a lot of homework, and it's often homework that takes a few days to complete. So if you've never used AutoCAD or just some kind of sketching program before, the first time you use it, it's probably going to feel like you're just in the cockpit of an airplane, just looking at all the controls, having no idea what to do. I made the mistake of trying to do one of the homeworks the day before it was due, and how that turned out, a bunch of guys, myself included, we were on the 2nd floor of this building, the engineering building, and we were all using the computers, stayed up pretty late. One guy was getting pretty mad. He was, hitting his keyboard and everything. Honestly, thought he was going to break the computer or something.
Please tell me why you can't get this computer to work.
Yeah, I'm just happy I managed to get that done. It can be really tricky, especially if you go into it blind like I did. So just note to future freshmen, don't procrastinate in that class because it will cost you. And it's not that hard to do it ahead of time, so just get started ahead of time and you'll have no problems.
College may be stressful and our anger gets to the best of us, but be careful with it and don't just throw things and make things worse for yourself. If you truly need help with anger issues, there's always the counseling center.
Hi, I'm Sylvia. I'm a second-year mechanical major, and I don't have exactly a horror story. It's mostly just horror story in quotes. It's mostly just a word of warning. Foundations of Design, engineering majors, you're not gonna love it. The first semester, our final project, I worked with a team and we had to make a pig feeder, okay? And we decided, and by we I mean everybody else in the team, decided to 3D print the whole thing. And keep in mind that it was about this big around and about this tall. We had to 3D print it in sections. We had a power outage in the middle of the biggest section of the print, and it obviously paused the print. The printers don't run on batteries. And so we had to reprint that again, and keep in mind that it had already been printing for 12 hours at that point. So, yeah, don't 3D print everything. Don't depend entirely on your teammates, because chances are you're gonna have a team or two where you have some people who don't contribute at all. And believe in yourself, because the moment you start doubting yourself is the moment you're going to start falling behind and getting terrified. But I promise that if you're here, you can do this. If I can do this, you can do this.
Hi, thank you guys for watching our first episode, and thank you to everyone who helped us out, especially the people who aren't in the class with us.
And just so everybody knows, all the COVID precautions were followed. We were all 6 feet apart. We all wore our masks, and all the sanitary implement rules were followed. We want to give a special shout out to those who reached out to us to be in our project and let us interview them and interfere with their time. Without them, this wouldn't have been possible.
Okay, for all the incoming freshmen or freshmen this year who are watching this, don't get discouraged about this. This is just some advice that you can, go off of and just make it better for you.
Tune in next week for the next spooky session.